Arc Raiders when? Ellen wants to play Arc Raiders, but I'm on dispatch mode right now, so I told him I probably wouldn't do Arc Raiders today, but maybe on Friday. Arc Raiders is voice AI slop though. Yeah, I've heard about this. I've heard that Arc Raiders also utilize AI or something. Is that what it is? It seems like a fucking awesome game otherwise though. I don't know why. What did they do with AI? They had like some voice lines or something. Made AI voice changers with consent of voice actors. AI script on the fly. It's got to be creepy. It's not like there are certain. This isn't like in any way, shape, or form. This isn't across the board AI, like a endorsement of AI in general. But I think like there are certain use cases for AI. It's like whether it be improvements within like Photoshop, for example, that utilize AI. It's one thing that I use all the time. It's like as an example, or like live translations. Like there are use cases for AI. It's not across the board. Like I'm not a Luddite of that sort, even though ironically enough, Luddites were technically on the workers, like the pro worker side, right? It's not like I'm not automatically going to jump to like every instance that AI is bad, even though, as you guys know, I am very, very anti-AI, right? Like there's definitely use cases for AI in terms of taking away some of the lift from route tasks that are too time consuming. I'm more so worried about the cognitive offloading. I'm worried about the displacement of labor. But there are use cases, like solid use cases for reliable AI, solid use cases for decent uses for AI. Who isn't anti-AI at this point? I think there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that route, like scrote, not route. Did I say root task? Rote task. Whatever. Like fucking annoying shit that you don't want to do that is time consuming. This is something that I have consistently talked about, even when I'm constantly ripping into AI. Opinion on people using it to make art, like digital paintings. I hate that shit. I think the worst aspect of AI is generative AI that replaces art, because art is supposed to be the most like art is supposed to be made by humans, man. Like AI art is not art. It's just a machine spitting out a combination of different artwork of different pen strokes that they've stolen from 17 billion different works of art, billions and billions of works of art. Like that's not, the environmental factor as well. Wisconsin citizens getting data centers banned from most of Wisconsin is cool by me. EA's generative AI evangelism now includes cover art AI tools were used to showcase the NHL 2026 edition. What is this? Yeah, I mean, these guys are just cutting corners. In Arc Raiders, it's just the AI voice changer that changes your own voice in-game into another voice. That's not even replacing labor because it's not in-game dialogue. It's your own voice going through a voice changer. Wait, that's how much people were mad about? That's what people were fucking upset about? Because I know I saw the tea a little bit from afar on Arc Raiders and how like they were not going to get nominated or anything. They were getting pulled from nominations. No, there were AI voice lines. No, they use it for voice actors as well. Cutscenes have AI voice acting. There is AI voices for vendors, but it was a negotiated contract. I was literally just thinking about this while I was reading about the band sued recording Dogman Star. They spent the recording calling each other the C words, produced a hell of an album until AI. Wait, what? Okay, that seems crazy, but no, the characters and player voice lines have AI voice too. No, they do also have AI for items, shout calling, and NPCs, but I think the scenario still applies. They hired voice actors to call out dynamic events in-game. That's a lie. They use AI voice lines for comms callouts. No. Some of the ping voice your character makes is also AI, but their argument is that there are so many voice lines that they can't bring in voice actors after every new update. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, I understand it. Yeah, they bring in voice actors, then use AI so they don't have to bring the voice actors back in to redo the lines. The devs did the same thing in the finals. I mean, okay. doing research through chat. This is one of those things where it's this is one of those things where I think chat is fairly reliable. You know, we're talking about something that's like not as consequential. It's not like I'm doing research about like a political subject. I'm learning about it in real time from chat. You know, in physics, AI can be useful for certain tasks. To be fair, do you think artists don't do that? Every kind of art at this point is just an idea stolen from one form or another and simply processed by the human brain as output. When AI art gets to the point where you can't tell the difference, it still evokes feelings from the onlooker. My issue with AI is how it's used under a capitalist framework. I mean, yes, the ultimate problem always is capitalism. It can only displace labor under capitalism. Having said that, I do think you're still wrong. A dog shit doodle of a 5-year-old still has more humanity in it than an automated machine giving you an output that you required. Okay? So I think you're wrong, because the very essence of art, something that is almost inexplicable, but the very essence of art is that it is a human that makes it. Okay? It's almost like the closest you can arrive at conceptualizing the soul. And a robot lacks that. I'm not a very spiritual person, but this is the one area where I personally think that it is like what makes us human. Art is what makes us human. It's ironic because the soul isn't real, brother. Okay, don't get all fucking annoying atheist Andy, okay, with me. I'm just saying that although I'm not a spiritual person and am not like committed to the concept of a soul, I'm just saying there are still inexplicable things about humanity that even science has not been able to address, and what makes us human beings, or what I am conceptualizing as the soul, is best reflected in fucking art. Also, I think we can all agree that the one aspect of robots and automation was supposed to be that like we do the art and the robots do the fucking boring shit for us. How did we flip this where the robots are doing the art and we're still relegated to doing the boring shit? What the fuck? Will this take change if we get the true AI that is indistinguishable from consciousness? Not that this AI is even a fraction of that. Yes. Yes. If it was literally like complete, actual, real artificial intelligence, the way that we understand it, then yeah. You should do one stream with emote only chat so we can see how much of your anger is because of your dumbass shatters, Hasan. I mean, you already know that. That's like called me. That's called me on a podcast, or me speaking at an event where I don't have immediate feedback from the most aggressive chatters of all time. In any case, what you're describing is an entirely separate piece of technology that doesn't even exist at this moment, and who knows what the world would look like if it did actually exist. So we can only entertain it as a hypothetical. But as far as creativity goes, as far as like our personal human experiences goes, I think that there's like, we're different than a machine, right? Our imperfections is what makes us human, and ultimately our experiences are the work that we put in to become artists. Every fucking stroke of the pen is work that plays a formative role in your output. All of your lived experiences play a formative role in your output. That's what makes art. And the machine replacing this is not like, I don't know what it is, but AI is becoming indistinguishable from, generative AI in some respects is becoming harder and harder to fucking figure out. Okay? Stop being utopian. Art is whatever you think is art. Tackle AI from a materialist perspective. Hasan, do you think dialectical materialism is just vibes? Art is whatever you say is art, even if it's soulless. Art is a superstructural construct. It is whatever you want it to be. Tackle it from a materialist perspective. Labor, capital, enclosure, not the spiritual angle. Come on, dog. I think it's fine to allow yourself to feel a little bit, okay? That is the most, I already have given you my materialist framework, okay? In terms of the damages of AI, it specifically is it's a damaging construct because it is being developed under a capitalist organization of the economy, which means that it's used as a labor displacing mechanism in an effort to draw out higher profit margins. Having said that, however, in terms of like art in and of itself, like what makes art or what makes the things that you look at, yes, it is subjective. One argument is art is whatever makes you feel things. Okay, well, AI art makes me feel nothing, or it makes me angry. Okay, and I guess in that respect, it is technically still art. I'm not going to relitigate the whole like modern art is not real art because it's so stupid. Somebody put a ham sandwich to do critique of how silly modern art is. Someone made a ham sandwich and snuck it into a modern art gallery and put it on the wall, and everyone thought, wow, this is brilliant. Ironically enough, that in and of itself is also performance art in some ways. Okay, that person, without realizing, did critique of modern art and simultaneously engaged in art. But again, that person itself was a human being that put thought and effort and the initiative into this critique. I think I saw a deepfake of you that Lonerpox reacted to and blew up at you for like 2 minutes. You were saying something about Jews working in the Nazi party. It was super out of context, but something about it felt really not right. I don't even know what this is referencing, but it probably wasn't. It probably wasn't AI. It was probably just like the regular ass out of context shit, you know? Also, who cares? We literally learn to draw before we can talk. If anyone thinks art is anything other than an intrinsic language we all use to express ourselves, then I am sorry, grow up. Being a purely logical, I have no feelings. Andy is unproductive as being a sycophant. Not going to hear arguments about art from a community that watches loner box clips. Sorry, chatters. Yeah, I remember you saying that. It was out of context. Of course. Also, there were Jewish people working within the administrative structure of the Nazi party. What the fuck? Are people just like literally engaging in revisionist history now in an effort to get some dunks on me or something? Like, what the fuck? That did happen. What? Like it under no circumstance am I blaming Jewish people for the Holocaust in any way, shape, or form. And I don't even remember it in which context I was talking about the historical relevance of this. But, you know, can you find a source on that? I didn't find anything. You didn't find anything. You did not find you didn't find anything about Jewish people working within the Nazi ecosystem, the Nazi party structure. It was during the Trigonometry podcast where you critiqued the head of the Reform Party for being Muslim. Oh, yes. Okay, that doesn't, yeah. Also, this is literally the first thing that comes up when you Google it. Jewish collaboration within Nazi Germany. It's also the Zionist favorite fucking line of defense against anti-Zionist Jews is they literally consistently call anti-Zionist Jews capos. Okay? Now, obviously, capos are not directly within the party ecosystem. Having said that, you know, it's something that I think many of my critics who themselves are upset about my statements about Israel are very familiar with, because it's a slanderous term that they deploy against anti-Zionist Jews with regular frequency. Yeah, capos are not exclusively Jewish, yes, but most commonly used by Zionists against anti-Zionist Jews nowadays. Another rent is due clip trimp. I know, but no one gives a shit about this stuff anyway. Like the people that are already knowledgeable about the history, of the situation are familiar with what I'm saying. Okay. And the people that are just trying to get fake mad about it are doing it in bad faith because they've already lost the fucking entire argument. That's it. They've lost the argument on Israel, so they just will endlessly try to punish people that were on the right side of history. Yeah, they can't defend Israel openly anymore because people will be like, dude, what the fuck are you saying? Shut your stupid ass mouth. So they have to be like, I'm actually pro-Palestine. And also these other pro-Palestine people that I spent every single fucking day shitting on are actually bad for the cause. It's stupid. I will now go ahead and take things out of context and try to make it seem like this progressive figure is actually not a real progressive. I'm a real progressive. It's basically another version of the fake centrism that you see from a lot of people who are actually right-wing, but they claim to be centrists. Okay? A new episode of Pluribus is goated. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah. I mean, there are varying degrees. There are varying degrees of... They're mad that you get more attention from the Democrats. Just jealousy. I know. They should try doing good politics and having a worldview that they can... a worldview and a project that they want to advance.